Hello, everyone, and welcome to another short video for our class, Introduction to Ethics, Philosophy 2306, here at St. Philip's College for the summer of 2024. And today is Tuesday, the 18th of June, 2024. And this is just a short video to give us an update on the essays. And by the way, just for the record, you do not have to watch the videos. Somebody was asking me if they were required. I was like, no, the videos are just here to help. As long as you're reading your chapter and writing your essays and turning them in on Sundays, that's the only required part. That's the only part you're getting graded on. If the videos help, that's great. I mostly do them just to let people know where we are and what's going on, so they don't feel like they're out there doing it on their own. And so, like today, the 18th of June, 2024, we're in week 3, Tuesday of week 3, and the essays you turned in last Sunday at midnight have now been graded. I worked on them yesterday and finished them today. I did a short video earlier today from St. Mary's University when I went over to see Professor Narcia, but I wanted to just wrap up the day now that it's getting to the end of it here and let you know that the grading is finally done, and just make a couple of quick comments about them. Most people figured out the big problem we had the first essays, because this past Sunday was number 2. The first essays, the problem was people didn't bring stuff from the chapter 1 into their essay about Jenny Lake. This time around, number 2, we fixed that problem. That's good. And most everybody, and you can see this in the essays when you read through them and comment on them, they're citing the chapter, some concept. Most people were talking about applied ethics, give a little definition, where in the book it was from. That was all good. The only place we got into a little bit of trouble was people started talking about emotivism. And we got in trouble for 2 reasons. One of which is what you know is what you think, right? And when we start talking about other people and what we think their thoughts are, that gets a little dicier. So trying to attribute and characterize John the paramedic's thinking is a little dicey. We can do it because we understand his decision. We understand the consequences. But it would be harder to get at the roots of his decision, meaning the foundation of why he thought what he did was correct, without being able to talk with him at length about his motivations, his moral judgment, his reasoning, his thinking. That's difficult to just attribute to somebody. Now, we know that about ourselves, and so we can better describe our own thinking using some of the key terms and concepts from the chapter. But and that's where people were on pretty solid ground, unless we got to emotivism. So look, we're going to be moving on, but it might be worth your while to just go back and look at that definition and what it means. And here's the thing about it. I'm asking you to make a decision about like Jenny's mom's decision in the first case, John the paramedic's decision in the second case, and whether or not you thought it was right or wrong, good or bad. But then also to kind of push into that a little bit. Why do you think it's right or wrong? If you think John the paramedic's decision was wrong, you could do something, say like, well, I thought it was wrong because it violated the applied ethics. There was a code of ethics for paramedics. He should have followed that. He didn't. He clearly violated. He knew he was violating that when he did at the time. And that's a pretty good, justification, a grounding for your decision to say that what he did was wrong. But then, even then, we got to talk about, and this is where it gets difficult, the foundation of that. Because here's the thing, people can agree on the decision. Like you have two people that are both against John. They say John made a mistake. He did the wrong thing. And then they could split on why, their motivations behind that. One could have kind of a cultural relativism, a cultural foundation about shared values. The other could be about rule following and having kind of, well, we have these certain principles that we must learn and follow, an objectivist point of view. That's very different than this is a reflection of my culture and our values. So the rationale behind even a shared decision can be quite different sometimes. So this is where it starts to get even more complicated. But it's what we're here to do. We're here to try to figure these things out, not just make choices, but also understand our thinking and about what's driving our own moral framework. If we have a moral theory we're operating from, what is it? Where did it come from? Why do I use it? These are important questions. So let's keep pushing ahead. As I mentioned, we're in week 3. We're not doing chapter 3. We're doing chapter 4, and we're looking ahead to the next case study, the student's cartoon, and that's going to be an interesting case. Again, a true story I was involved with, and a tricky one, because one of the threshold questions is, did the student do anything wrong at all? And if so, why do you think so? It's going to be tricky, especially as you'll see. And I'll put a link to one of the videos where I talked about this at more length. It kind of backed some of the administrators into this position of wanting to punish the student, but even if they didn't really think he had violated the code of student conduct. You kind of got to do that. Punishments, sanctions, they have to follow being found either, guilty in a court of law or just in violation of a code of student conduct. And once that's established, then you worry about kind of the punishment phase and what's the appropriate sanction or punishment for this violation. Here, they couldn't really even agree on whether there had been a violation, but they knew they wanted a punishment. So it's kind of interesting, and I think you'll find that it's, again, at the surface, when you first read it, you think, well, maybe that's an easy case. But then you start to get to the issues that are kicking around behind it, especially this whole concept about zero tolerance policies. And also pay attention to this factor, which is when it occurs during the academic year. I, to this day, think that this case would have been handled very differently if it had started at the beginning of the academic year and not at the end of the academic year. I think that kind of allowed the administrators involved to kind of get away with what they wanted. Anyway, but is that equal justice under the law if it depends on when this kind of incident occurs? You'd like to think that that wasn't a big factor. In this case, I think it kind of was. So, all right. Well, look, again, remember, the videos are optional. As long as you're reading and following the syllabus, doing the essays, turning those things in on Sunday, you're going to be good. If these things help, good. Let me know. I've been answering questions. I've been a few students that have had some problems and issues we needed to help address. I'm happy to do that case by case basis. Let me know if I can be of any help to you. And in the meantime, read chapter 4. Look at that case study. Get ready for next weekend, Sunday night. And I'll keep giving you updates along the way about where we are, what's going on, and hopefully how I can help you. I'll also put some more videos into the playlist. Again, the playlist at the YouTube channel, completely optional, but some students find it helpful. So let me know if I can be of any help. In the meantime, chapter 4, case study on the student and his crazy cartoon. All right. Take care, y'all. Glad that the essays are done. Sorry it took Monday and Tuesday to get them all done. There was just a lot going on and a lot of essays. All right. Take care of yourselves. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Oh, by the way, one last thing. Tomorrow, the college is closed. This is nuts, but today's Tuesday. We're open. Wednesday, we're closed. Thursday, we're open. Friday, we're closed. And then Saturday, Sunday, weekend. It's up and down because of the holiday tomorrow and the habit of us being closed on Fridays during the summer. So if you're trying to get on campus and reach people, just so you know, it's going to be kind of up and down this week. Literally. Open, closed, open, closed. So you might want to call, might want to check. Check the calendar. Calendar lays all this out there for you. But anyway, just wanted to post that up for you if you're trying to reach somebody on campus and there's nobody around. That's why tomorrow they're all home for the holiday. Not me. I'll be working, of course. But take care. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.